crystal red to burgundy and spinifex to gold. We've just come out of the Mulga where the plains forever roll. And Albert Namatjira has painted all the scenes, and a shower has changed the luster of his land. And it's raining on the rock in a beautiful country, and I'm proud to travel this big land like an Aborigine. And it's raining on the rock, what an almighty sight to see. And I'm wishing on a postcard that you were here with me. Everlasting daisies and a beautiful desert rose, where does their beauty come from? Heaven knows. I could ask the wedge-tail, but he's away too high. I wonder if he understands it's wonderful to fly. And it's raining on the rock in a beautiful country, and I'm proud to travel this big land like an Aborigine. And it's raining on the rock, what an almighty sight to see. And I'm wishing on a postcard that you were here with me. Described with a picture the mesmerizing colors of the alders, or the grandeur of the rock. Uluru has power, and it's raining on the rock in a beautiful country. And I'm proud to travel this big land like an Aborigine. And it's raining on the rock, what an almighty sight to see. And I'm wishing on a postcard that you were here with me.
Should ever I go back to Camel Wheel, 'twould be in spring when desert flowers bloom. All the spinifex I know would still be there, and the desert pea would brighten up the gloom. Should ever I go back to Camel Wheel, one thing is sure, I'd not be 22, as in that day when I first wandered there. But memories stay with me as memories do. looking forward, looking back. I've come a long way down the track, got a long way left to go, making songs from what I know, making sense of what I've seen. All the love we've had between you and I along the track, looking forward, looking back. There are strange days full of change on the way, but we'll be fine, unlike some. I'll be leaning forward to see what's coming, looking forward, looking back. I've come a long way down the track, got a long way left to go, making songs from what I know. Hey. If I'm alone at night, I can see through all triviality of the day, and I'm okay. I just think of those who are dear to me, looking forward, looking back. I've come a long way down the track, got a long way left to go, making songs from what I know, making songs from what I know. Hey, looking forward, looking back.
Thank you, Slim. Maxwell Crane passed away peacefully, beloved husband of Dorothy, loved dad of Dean and Sharon, Mandy, Tracy and Trevor, Raymond and Vicky Lee, loving pop of all his grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Max is now taking the big fishing trip. I hope they're biting, mate. Officially, it's good morning to you all, and on behalf of the family, I welcome you as you have gathered to pay your respects to a good man, Mr. Max Crane. I make a special welcome to Max's 100-year-old brother Vern, who has come down from Queensland, recently celebrated his 100th birthday. Yes, it's a sad occasion, but it's great to catch up with you again, old mate. Yes. My name is Dudley Corbett, and I'm indeed honoured to be invited, well, probably under orders, not invited by Max. You'll be doing my farewell, you'll be doing it. So I'll try very hard to make it respectful. Of course it will be, Max, and we go back a long way with our fishing and our music. And it's a life to be celebrated, so no doubt about that. The service will take place in its entirety here in the chapel, and at the conclusion of same, the family would love to have you join them for refreshments and probably a good old chinwag. Some of you may not have seen each other for a while, but it's a great chance to catch up and to share a few stories. The family have also asked me to thank you for this amazing attendance here today, to assure you of the great comfort it gives them to know that Max was so loved and so respected. And as we bid farewell to Max, let us carry forward the love and the laughter and the music that he brought into our lives. Though Max may no longer be with us in body, his spirit will forever echo in our hearts, reminding us to cherish each of those moments and to hold tightly to the bonds of family. Those we love and lose are forever connected to our heartstrings as we share beautiful memories in our time of sorrow. Max had a profound impact on the lives of all those he touched and those who had the great pleasure of knowing him. As I sat with the family the other day, I learned a few things about Max that I didn't know, and 2 or 3 of them were the nicknames that he gathered over many years. And he had quite a few nicknames apparently. Nails, Peter, Mackie, and Father Scarf. Now you will see a scarf or two adorning the casket. I think wherever he went, he had the scarf. He'd go fishing, go to the fishing meetings at Penguin. He'd always have the scarf on. He was known as Father Scarf as well. Max was born in Latrobe on the 1st of July 1931, which makes him, about 94 and a half years. Yeah, and the Crane family, of course, have the great advantage of living to great ages because they're such wonderful people. His parents were Elsie and Jack. His siblings, Isaac, Ethel, Patrick, Jean, Louisa, Vern, Algie, Ron, Pat, and Beverly. Yeah, there were quite a few of them. 58 years ago, he married Dorothy, and the family grew. Dean, Mandy, Tracy, Raymond, grandchildren, Emily, Darcy and Maggie, Catherine and Alison, and great-grandchildren, Winnie, Ottie, Poppy and Alfie. So the Crane name will live on for quite some time. I hope I pronounced them all right. Oh, good. Oh dear. He came from an up-and-a-tone family, and some of you would remember the sawmill area, up in that area where the Cranes used to have the sawmill, and Max worked at the sawmill as a young boy. He went to school at Natone, and Vern was telling me they only had to walk about half a mile, 3/4 of a mile, but it still would have been a pretty cold excursion some mornings up there in the snow. Max left when he was 13 years of age, and he said, I've got to get out of this place. So he built himself a humpy, 13 years of age, mind you. I don't know whether he put plans into the Up-and-a-Tone Council, but he built the humpy up there, and he stayed there for quite some time. He was, as I said earlier, he was a very valued member of the penguin fisheries, and probably that's where I got to know him better than anywhere else. And he always had a story to tell. But in his youth, he apparently was a fish tickler. Now, if any of you have ever tickled fish, you'll know what sort of a dicey game that is. He loved to catch fish of any description, blackfish, trout, and he would walk a long way to go fishing or shooting or rabbiting, and he'd quite often bring home a bag full of eels. He was a gardener of note. He had a green thumb, and you've only got to look at his property up there just to see how much he enjoyed being in the garden and what sort of attention and love he gave to everything that might grow. And he was a good provider, and no doubt the family lived well off Max's expertise. I'm told that in their younger days they used to have the old bathtub, and probably once a week, whether you needed it or not, you'd have a bath, and you'd try very hard, I imagine, to be the first one in the bath. He played badminton in his youth. He watched a lot of football, Australian rules football. He didn't actually have a team, but he was known to give the umpires some very good advice, and rather loudly. I don't know whether they ever took any notice of him or not, but he told them when they were wrong. He had a stint in Queenstown, and while he was down there, he studied boiler making, welding, and diesel fitting, and he did a correspondence course and became fully qualified down there. And later on, he travelled up north and applied his trade up there. He was always very handy with his hands. Now, before he went up there, his brother Pat brought a guitar home from the war, and he took to it. He picked the guitar up, and he was self-taught, and he was fascinated with it, and and he went on to be rather proficient at it, and he used to sing and play at all sorts of places. He liked Kitty Wells, Wilf Carter, Charlie Pride, Slim Dusty, Slim Whitman, and I'm told he could get right up the high notes that Slim Whitman could. That'd take a bit of doing. The family say that the weekend trips to absolutely everywhere were amazing, but first of all the car had to be packed. Now, there's one way to pack a car, and that's the way that Max Crane packs a car. If you help Max pack the car, he would take that item from there and put it, that's where it belongs, not there. So everything, there was a place for everything, and it's very fastidious, I'm told. And away they used to go on weekends. But every year, I think for about 15 years straight, they spent quite some time on Bruny Island. And what a wonderful family gathering and outing that would have been. He taught the children how to set a fire, how to light a fire, how to use a pair of pantyhose if the fan belt breaks, how to use lipstick for various other purposes. And he used to put 4 empty cans under the hot plate legs to cook something on the hot plate over empty cans served as legs. He was everything. There was nothing that beat the man. He had a love of nature, a love of animals. He had his own ferrets, and if you've ever enjoyed a day's ferreting, you'll know exactly what I mean. Yeah, the family was taught how to stack wood. You don't just put a piece there and the next piece there. Oh no, each piece has got to be, But one day a couple of his children decided they were thirsty, and they found a way into his alcohol supply. And they think that he never ever knew. So I hope you enjoyed it. Just some of the things there that the man, he was just into absolutely everything, and as I said earlier, his hands were never still, his mind was never still, and he was always there doing something for someone else, providing for his wife and family, and he gave them a very good life, and they speak so highly of the man, and so does everybody else that ever had the great pleasure of running in to this iconic fella called Max Crane. The family would like to say a very heartfelt thank you to Palliative Care, to Medical Ward C, and a special mention to neighbour Joe, who used to go for long walks and have long talks, etc., with Max. And of course anybody else who decided to call in and have a cuppa or a yarn. Your presence was greatly appreciated. And I have today to give a special mention to a good mate of mine and a good mate of Max's, Mr. Bill Bedford in South Australia. And it wasn't long ago that Bill was over here, and him and I went up to Max's and put some new strings on his guitar and everything for him. And Bill was so pleased to see Max, and Max was absolutely delighted to catch up with Bill again. And Bill can't be with us today, but heads up to you, mate, and hope you're watching in today, along with the other people on live stream. And even though those good people can't be with you in spirit, can't be with you in person, they are with you in spirit today, and they share your sorrow today. Now, I have a couple of tributes. Well, I have one to start with at least. And I'd like to read this on behalf of Mandy. And Mandy says, "My first clear memory of Dad is him lifting me up so I nearly touched the roof of the lounge. And next is hearing a loud, grumpy voice asking what I was doing. As kids, we tried to be good, but of course every now and then you forget. And bam, out came the willow switcher from behind the fridge. Yes. You never done that again. Dad was always whistling as he worked around the house. He would be playing his guitar and singing when he had time. At the Christmas parties, him and other musicians would all get together and play together and taking turns. It was always a great night, and it's great to see a lot of people here who enjoy country music and who were probably seated around a campfire somewhere along the line and heard Max do his thing, which he did so very well. It was always a great night. All the cousins would come too, so we got to see them as well. Another thing that made Dad stand out was the scarves and the hats. No matter the weather, he would have a scarf on and a hat. And the coats he'd usually have a coat on as well. He became known as Father Scarf by his brothers, but he really liked to be warm. He loved fishing and brought home everything from blackfish, eels, leather jackets, parrotfish and trout later in his life. To supplement the food on the table, he would take his ferrets out and hunt for rabbits. Mum became a great cook at improvising. Also, on most Saturdays, he would go with Mr. Hadley, taking his dogs up the bush to hunt wallaby. He nearly always brought home a good lot. There was always so much mince to put through the old mincer, and lots of photos. As Dad moved back to the wharf to work, sometimes we even had crayfish straight off the boat. Yum, so cheap back then. At our shack on the east coast, Dad created a huge veggie garden to grow everything, pumpkin, potato, carrot, beans, corn, to help make it through the winter months with plenty to eat, as the Burney garden wasn't quite big enough. We were even taken out of an evening spotlighting down the back roads, and that was always great fun. We saw many different animals. Dad was very particular in how he did things. And if you didn't do it right, my word, you'd get a talking to. He could do anything he put his mind to, like rebuilding a Holden car engine, building a garage from slab to roof, or cut down a 12-foot pine tree with his trusty chainsaw. He could make and did make and design an aluminium canopy for his Holden ute and make his own saw bench. Nothing stood in the way of what this man could do. When we had holidays off, we would go for weeks, either down the west coast or east coast of the shack, or Bruny Island for many years. We got to see a lot of Tassie, collecting mussels and oysters, plus going fishing with the things that we did down there. So much more was done, many adventures. We were very lucky kids to have a dad like that. I see now, and as an adult, that Dad was truly an exceptional person as other kids' fathers didn't do quite that much. Dad loved Mum, and he would always kiss and hug her every day. And when he did, we would roll our eyes. I don't reckon you minded, Dorothy, did you? No, of course you wouldn't. Dad was a good man, a good dad, and is one of my heroes. I love him and will remember him as a smiling, whistling, singing, grumpy old bugger who will be missed greatly by us all. See you later, Dad. Hope the fishing is great. And that's from Mandy, and I think that's worth a round of applause. Beautiful stuff. Yeah. Now, do we have anybody else who would care to join us? Do we have? I heard a whisper, they may well be somebody. It's all yours, madam. Stay as long as you like.
Thank you. My Poppy. 94 years is a long tide coming in and out, a lifetime of mornings, of casting lines into quiet water and waiting patiently for the world to answer. My Poppy knew how to wait. He stood by rivers and jetties with the calm certainty of a man who understood that things take their time. Fish, family, the slow burning of life. When he was young, his voice was firm, his shoulders square, like the wood he cut and stacked. He believed in doing things right, the long way, the Poppy shortcut. And he did. Later, the years softened him, the way water smooths a stone. The sternness became quiet smiles, and sometimes tears, but not the heavy kind, but the gentle kind, that come when a heart is too full. He would look at me, look at my girls, his eyes shining, and squeeze my hand tightly. I'm so glad, his tears seem to say, that you're well. Look at these beautiful girls. He hated the cold, truth be told, the scarf, his budding companion looped around his neck, no matter the temperature. A quiet armour against a potential gust. A small, stubborn comfort he refused to give up. That was Poppy, certain and steady. A man who knew exactly what belonged in his life. Music lived in his house, like another member of the family, tapes humming in the background as Nanny makes hot drinks, old songs rolling through the rooms, and often his guitar. Notes drifting through the air with his voice telling stories through melodies. If tapes weren't playing, his fingers were. There was always a melody somewhere in the walls. His farewell. The shower of kisses across my nanny's face, letting her know how much he adores her. And now Tuesday nights come a little quieter. The family gather, the plates clink. Laughter still rises around the dinner table. But the chair he sat in feels different now. It holds a space, bigger than its soft cushion. It holds fishing mornings, old songs on tapes, a coat draped over the back. guitar resting nearby. It holds a man who loved his wife, loved his family. 94 years is a long tide, but love doesn't leave with the water. It stays in Tuesday's dinners, in the music that still echoes, in the family he was proud of, in every quiet moment when happiness arrives so suddenly it brings tears. And somewhere beyond the cold, he always tries to escape. I like to think he's sitting by calm water again. Lines cast out, guitar cradled on his lap, a soft song in the air, waiting patiently, smiling the way he did when he looked at us.
Well done to a very emotional granddaughter, and Max would have been so proud of that, as indeed everyone here today is proud. Now, do we have somebody else who would care to share a story with us? Come on down, or come on up, whichever. Yes. Yeah, so many stories, so many tributes of this wonderful man. Yeah.
For a time when I was younger, my sister, mother and I lived with Nanny and Poppy. In those formative years of mine, I witnessed my first true and consistent example of a good husband. For breakfast, he would give my Nanny a kiss. If he was home for lunch, he would sit down with us all. And at dinner, he would always thank Nanny for the meal. I want to thank him for the example of love and marriage he displayed for me. Some of my strongest memories of Poppy are from when we would holiday for Easter at a shack in Pioneer. We went fishing at the beach and I caught a crab. Nanny cooked it up that night, but I didn't like it, so Poppy ate it. I skinned an eel with him. I tried. He let me have a go and I hung off of the skin with my entire body weight with no success. I then went on to play with the decapitated head, putting it on my thumb, shouting, "Thumbs up for eels." And the whole family endured what I considered to be the funniest pun for the rest of the day and night. I have enjoyed Poppy playing his guitar and singing. He taught me some jokes and told me stories from his life and other things that probably weren't true, such as what to do if I encounter a snake, and also how to catch a monkey using a hole in a tree. When my husband proposed to me, we went straight to Nan and Pop's. They were the first people we told. I hope to love my husband Toby as completely as Nanny has Poppy. I know he always appreciated it and will forever be loved by all of us here. Thank you.
Another great tribute from another emotional granddaughter, and yeah, great stuff. Thank you so much. Before we move on, are there any more speakers? Or no? It looks like you'll save a lot of stories for the cup of tea afterwards, to which you are all welcome to join in. Well, now we're about to go back in Max's life a little bit, or quite a bit, and per virtue of some treasured family photographs that the family have put together, then we'll just sit quietly, listen to Max playing his guitar and relive the past with our good friend Max. Thank you.
Together, there are hearts that must find love on borrowed time. please don't let me love you, or I know you'll break my heart. Oh, please don't whisper, darling, when I know you don't love me. And please don't whisper, sweetheart, for I know it just can't be. When I'm lonely and want you only, where are the dreams we once knew? Oh, please don't let me love you, or I know you can't be true.
The world's mighty gallery of pictures hang the scenes that are painted of life. They hang pictures of love and of passion. Then there's pictures of peace and of strife. They hang pictures of youth and of beauty, of old age and the blushing young bride. They all hang on the wall, but the saddest of all are the pictures from life's other side. Just a picture from life's other side. Someone has fell by the way. A life has gone out with the tide that might have been happy someday. There's a poor old mother at home. She's watching and waiting alone, just longing to hear from a loved one so dear. That's a picture from life's other side. Now the first scene is that of a gambler who'd lost all his money at play. And he draws a gold ring from his finger that his mother wore on her wedding day. It's a lost earthly treasure, but he stakes it, bows his head that the shame he might hide. But when they lifted his head, they found he was dead. That's a picture from life's other side. Now the next scene is that of two brothers whose lives were both differently lived. One was a luxurious liver, while the other one begged for his bread. One dark night they met on the highway. Your money or life was the cry. And then with his knife took his own brother's life. That's a picture from life's other side. Now the last scene is that by the river of a heartbroken mother and babe. As the harbor lights shine and they shimmer on an outcast whom no one can save, and yet she was once a true woman. She was somebody's darling and pride. God help her, she leaps, and there's no one to weep. That's a picture from life's other side. Just a picture from life's other side. Someone has fell by the way. A life has gone out with the tide someday. There's a poor old mother at home. She's watching and waiting alone, just longing to hear from a loved one so dear. That's a picture from the lives of the hillside.
Thank you to the family for sharing those memories with us, and certainly brought back a few memories for me. And it's also lovely to have Sister Beverly with us today as well. So, yeah, I see you've featured in the movie promos there, Beverly. As Max was a fisherman extraordinaire, I have found a little poem that I thought might be fitting today. And it's called The Fishing Hole in the Sky. When I come to the end of the horizon and enter the other shore, remember me with fondness. Please cry for me no more. I have found my final resting place, that special spot to fish. So remember the times that we once shared, and you too I will miss. For this is a journey I must take, and I must go alone. But know that my heart is with you as I take this journey home. To that final fishing hole, for fishermen they say, who tell the biggest fishing tales of the ones that got away. So remember me with fondness. This is not goodbye. It is until we meet again at our fishing hole in the sky. Tight lines, old mate. And I have been told that the biggest part of a fish is always the tail. Think about that. And I think Max would have said, I'd like to leave an echo whispering softly down the ways of happy times and laughing times and bright and sunny days. I'd like the tears of those who grieve to dry before the sun of happy memories that I leave when my life is done. Max, I believe, had a great affinity with the man upstairs, and he always said his prayers, and he had a favourite, the Lord's Prayer. I will say the Lord's Prayer and invite those of you who are so minded to join in with me, please. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. So we have now come to that part of our service that we call the Committal, where we commit Max to the next stage of his journey. And on behalf of the family and Parkside Funerals, I would like to thank you all for allowing me to play a small part in Max's farewell. You have paid us all a great honour. Thank you so much. So these then are the last rites in the natural life of Mr. Max Crane. We have met to pay tribute and to say farewell, and so now tenderly and reverently we commit Max for cremation. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Grateful for the life that has been lived and for all that life has meant to each and every one of us. We now leave Max in peace, and with the greatest of respect we bid him farewell. You were a good man to many people, Max. Gone but not forgotten, gone but never apart, for we are blessed with memories held deeply within our hearts. Thank you for a million wonderful memories, old mate. Farewell, and may you forever rest in peace. May tight lines be your lot. Well done, Max. Well played, well lived. Farewell, old mate. Rest in peace. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Could I now invite you to stand as we take our final farewell of our dear friend.
When the whole world goes against you and your troubles get you down, why don't you just go fishing and forget about the town? Take your rod and reel and esky and a six-pack of the best. Find a shady willow tree by Mountain Creek, running clear and deep where you can rest. Cast your line and crack a bottle. Take time out to reflect on the days when you were happy, and try and recollect the carefree ways of yesterday, when perhaps you weren't so flush, nor running round in circles trying to keep up with the rush. Drink in the peace and solitude, breathe in the country air. 'Tis nature's own prescription for brushing off your cares. There's a flash of rainbow colors as a kingfisher goes by. There's a ripple on the water, trout rising, oh yes, they're rising to the fly. Yes, why don't you just go fishing and forget about the town? Or else your cares and worries may surely get you down. Take your rod and reel and esky and a six-pack of the best. Find yourself a shady tree by Mountain Creek, running clear and deep where you can rest. Yeah, get away from the town. Noisy as hell. Think of old GP. Leave that wives behind as well.